Hello, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. I'm a bit late, later than my usual time. It's usually 7, and I'm starting a bit later, 7:15, as you all can see. But thank you so very much for waiting. Yeah, tonight is, I suppose, going to be a show. No, truck is. You see, when it gets to this time of the year, I somehow my energy just goes like this. Whoops. So my energy is a bit low, but I'm foreseeing an exciting show based on everything that is going on. So yeah, Trackies, good night. Before I get into anything, as usual, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know who's here. I also want to test out my audio. How is the audio sounding? Is the audio good? Can you all hear me? You know what I mean? I want to make sure that y'all can hear me before I get into anything. Cause we're not gonna deal with no broke up sound. I'm still working on the other application, and unfortunately, because I didn't remember that. I kind of wanted to do this type of show where I wanted to invite some of y'all on. So because I wanted to do that, I wasn't sure how to do it in that application. So I just had to be like, okay, back to StreamYard. So I created a whole thing in another app, and then now I had to jump back over to StreamYard. You know what I mean? And it's a bit frustrating. But yeah, here I am. Back to stream back to StreamYard. You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure that the audio is good, child, because if the audio not good, then yeah, we can't work out this way. Because I've been using something else to record all week. You know what I mean? I just don't know what's up with StreamYard. So yeah. Let's start it from the top. Hey Jordan, what's up? Hey Lakeisha. Hey Fluffy Eva Tight. Hey, John D, what's up? You have two very hot topics to discuss. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on both. Well, you don't know how the thing going. This is T. I'm a straight shooter, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think. Hey, O'Shane, what's good? Hey, Don Dino. Um, I was going to ask you today if you wasn't going live. Yeah, man. I just have a whole lot of little technical things working out on the back end. Plus, as I said, my energy is a bit low this week, guys. Now I know some of y'all are gonna probably want to drag me why my energy and make assumptions as it relates to why my energy is low. It doesn't matter. My energy is a bit low, right? But yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks, Tracky. So my body needs to recover a bit. You know what I mean? So it's like, um, hey, La Crystal, um, okay, audio is good. Okay, great, great, great. Um, Hi, I'm Brian. I'm Black Widow tonight. Okay. Hey, Denisha, what's up? Hey, Walter. Hey, Matt. What's good? Hey, Peter. Audio is great. Great. That's what I love to hear. Hey, Debbie. Hope all is well. No, everything is good. My energy is just, flirting. Listen, my energy. I'm a type of person that builds up my own energy. You know what I mean? So when I build up all that energy and then it just gets sucked out, then I'm left with none for myself. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um. And if you guys are smart enough, you'd probably try to figure out what sucked away all my energy. But I guess we're not so quick on the uptake tonight. Um. Let's see. Guys, please remember to hit the like. I see 122 people here. Welcome. I appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like button. Thank you, Has. Good night. What's up? Are you still sad about Elaine? You hit the nail on the head, Mark. I don't know. Not Mark, Matt. I don't know, guys. Like sometimes when stuff don't really go well, like my energy just goes into Wonderland. It takes me a while to get it back up there. You know what I mean? Um. Well, go on for Brianna Liston. I'll get into that. Hey, Ali by Nature, what's good? Hey, Chef, me couldn't miss this for sure. Hey, Walter, what's good? 138 people are now here. So, guys, please remember to hit the like. Please, please hit the like. Um, Murder Liston from the USA. What kind of black magic at work? Brianna, address the rumors, guys. LOL. Y'all can check her IG. Same T. My energy has been low. I think it's a Mercury retrograde. I don't know what it is, but well, no, I think I know what it is. But yes, my energy has been a bit low. Hey Diane, what's good? Charlene, good night. What's up? I was wondering where you. Where are you really? Want to hear your views on these things? Well, guess what? Yeah, you guys are gonna get it tonight. And I'm gonna open up the floor too. So if anybody wants to join, y'all can join. But not yet. Let me just get, through, the topics a bit, then y'all can, come on and say whatever you want to say. Just be mindful that I'm responsible for everything that you all say. So just be mindful of the things that come out of your mouth. Um Hey, Bebas, what's up? Elaine left MVP for more than just money reasons. That's where her injury problem started. MVP fans don't want to hear the truth, but it was bad coaching that got her injured in the first place. Oh, that's interesting. Um, I feel sad too. Been waiting for her to shine since 2021. Still hopeful, but maybe a fool's hope. LOL. I feel your low energy is to do with the talk that's going on around Brianna Liston. Steve not talk for me, guys. You know what? Let me start with Brianna Liston. Good night, Christine. What's up? All right, let's start with Brianna Liston. Let me make sure I gather my thoughts because this wasn't even something I was going to address. Let me cough. I don't know where that cough came from, but yeah. Let me get that cough out of my chest and let's get into things. So, Brianna Liston, at this particular point, there are questions surrounding, where her allegiance, now lies, right? Is it still with Jamaica or is it now with the United States of America? Seen as though now she's, taking on, the accent, sounds, very much American, more than maybe some Americans would sound, according to some people, right? So that's the thought. Now, I did see this, floating around in my comment section for a few days, but for me, it was a non-topic, so I ignored it. You know what I mean? For me, it's a non-issue. Why am I going to be talking about things that I deem, in my opinion, are nonsensical, right? And y'all know me. I'm a straight shooter. If I believe something is nonsense, I'm going to tell you it's nonsense. And it's not a personal attack on you personally. It's just that view. That opinion to me was nonsense, right? So I've been seeing it floating around and, whatever, I'm ignoring it and moving on with my life. I guess today Oral Tracy decided, yeah, I'm going to name drop him, child, because y'all know I don't shy away from calling nobody's name. So he decided to drop a video today saying that he's wondering why Brianna Liston made the move she made, given that it's a Olympic year and it's a every athlete's dream to pretty much represent their country at the Olympic Games. And for Brianna Liston, the fastest Jamaican right now this season to just hang her spikes up, now he's starting to think, okay, there has to be something else going on here. What could possibly cause a Brianna Liston to not want to represent Jamaica on the global stage in 2024, where her shot is very much live? Because in his opinion, one, Elaine not fire, Sharika not fire, Shelly not fire, nobody not fire. So it can't be the case where you're looking at the field and thinking to yourself, okay, Brianna, even if I come, even if I come run, me nah make it because Shelly I got dust me way run 1:10:6. Elaine got dust me running a 10:6, and Sherika is gonna dust me running a 10:6. You know what I mean? So even if I participate and throw my hat into the ring, it's not gonna go anywhere more than a relay leg. So why even bother? You know what I mean? So let me just sit this one out. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what he is saying. So no, he's alluding to the fact that could it be that Brianna Liston is interested in representing Team America over Team Jamaica. Now, Trackies, again, for me, I have to get my thoughts together because this for me was literally a non-topic or and a non-issue. Now, Aura Tracy kept harping on the fact that, okay, she has gone 10.91 seconds so far this season, right? And then she ran a 10.89 winded, right? So, taking all these things into consideration, if why is it that you can't necessarily hold your peak to trials and just try to rep and then see what happens after that? You know what I mean? But this is the part of the reason why I can't even take Oral Tracy seriously. Brenda Liston has been running all season, right? And her fastest windy time, most of the times have been windy, save, I think those 2:10:9 that she has, right? Most of the times, well, all of them have been goddamn windy, has been throwing me for a loop, right? But anyway, Most of them have been windy. And the fastest windy time that she has is at 10.84 seconds, not at 10.89, at 10.84. So if he was even following what was going on with Brianna Liston, which is why for me, I cannot even take this seriously, because he kept harping on and on about the 10.89. And I'm like, bruh, if we're going to be mentioning her windy time, at 10.84, she run. At 10.84, Sharon. What was it? 10.85, one of them, right? You I can't take you seriously if you don't even know what's going on with Brenna Liston all season. Right? So that's my whole thing. But anyway, I still watch the whole video, you know what I mean? Because, apparently it's a thing. No. Right? So this is my take. Guys, y'all know I touched on this before, and I said that this was the right decision for Brianna Liston. Now, given that, in my opinion, Oral Tracy does not know what a foot are going with Brianna Liston at all, other than the fact that she go NCAA championships, she run, 10.89, and then him knows that she have what 10.91 PB, right? I don't think he's been following, in my opinion, what's really been going on with her. Now, if y'all go all the way back to indoors, I touched on it and I said Brianna Liston needs to stay away from the 200 meters. She's only run two, I believe, 200 meters all season indoors. And I remember the second one vividly, because in the second one, I noticed an injury, you could say, happened to her. Something happened to her during the race. And I remember slowing it down and showing it to y'all. And I said, okay, based on what happened off this curve, clearly Brianna Liston is not fit, to handle, because y'all know we're Jamaicans, we're not used to this whole indoor circuit running thing. You know what I mean? It's nothing like running outdoors. So I'm like, okay, for an athlete that is one, has been struggling with injuries her whole career, pretty much from she's been, tender juniors to now just 20 still, you know what I mean? But tender age, she's been struggling. Let's keep her away from the 200 meters indoors and pick that thing up when she gets outdoors, right? Wisely, they kept her out of the 200 meters, thank God. However, when she got outdoors now, the workload also, increased. We're talking about running 4x1s. 4x1s don't run indoors. You know what I mean? Plus, of course, the 200 meters now has been thrown on in full fledged onto her. Now, from me personally, when I look at it, the more she ran or the more events she participated in, especially with the 200 meters, I really think it had something to do. Well, not necessarily just the two. I think it had a lot to do with the curve running, because I noticed a lot when she was running on the curve is where I noticed her issues, throughout the season. So whether it was on, a relay leg or whatever was going on, I just kind of, felt a vibe that it had something to do with her running on the curve. Okay, fine, right? So it's well documented on multiple channels here on YouTube. I don't know what goes on, in other spheres, as it relates to whether it's on Twitter, whoever is making posts over there, on Instagram. I don't know who is making posts where. I just know what's going on, on YouTube world, right? And I know multiple people have talked about, Brianna Liston visibly, suffering throughout the season, based on what they're seeing visual to the eye, right? They can see her, grimacing all the time, right? So taking all of that into consideration and know her saying, okay, I'm signing out for 2024, I said, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Let's get some rest and come again for 2025. Because in my opinion, sometimes, guys, and I think this is the part where Oral Tracy is probably coming from, because as fans of the sport, sometimes we don't really care about what comes after, right? And I remember, and I keep bringing this point up, I don't know if y'all remember in 2021, this was shortly before TXT Track Time was created. And my whole opinion of, injuries has changed since then. And I remember Tajay Gale came on and he was talking about, he got injured, mid jump, I believe. And he was saying he has to do this. Jamaica wants this medal. And I was like, I was chugging him on, choo, 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 yeah, go, 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 go. And then after that, as I'm one, not only did it not amount to anything, right? But then the years after that he has spent recovering, not just physically, but mentally, he still to this day struggles, where he talks about every single time he takes a jump, he wonders if he's going to re injure himself. I'm like, oh, hell no. I, for one, I'm not going to be putting our athletes to this. No, my view has changed because I've started to cover track and field more in depth, where now I'm looking at these athletes into their lives and I'm starting to understand that, oh, I can't just be sitting down here as a fan and just cheering and going whoop de doo woo 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 and not really caring what happens to them, after the fact. So given that I'm now, have this perspective, I'm like, all right, when I see athletes with injuries, while yes, trackies, I would love to see them, take to the track or the field or whatever they're doing all the time and compete. I also have to keep in mind that what's the after, what's gonna come after. They're gonna match themselves up and never be able to run again, or how long is it gonna take for them to recover? I start to consider all these things when I'm looking at our athletes nowadays, right? So the selfish me back in the day would be like, I don't know. I don't really care what's going on. Just go and go run. You could have run the 10, 8, 9. That means you can still carry through to the trials and run, and run and try to make the team. But herein lies the issue for me. It's not necessarily her, going to the trials and making the team, but it's the mere fact that this is continued high level competition. Let me repeat it. High level competition. It is completely different from what she has been doing on the NCAA scene. So if she's been running against her little chickies there, that are barely breaking 10 seconds, how much of them broke 10 seconds? Maybe not even a handful. I can only think of Jaysha Shears, and she didn't even make it through because she suffered an injury, right? There's Chicky that ended up winning the triple, maybe Kayla Jackson. Oh, I want to say maybe three people. And I'm talking legal, not windy. Legally, dipped below 11 seconds so far this season, right? So if she's running against these good chickies, yeah, and she's struggling after the race, visibly you can see the discomfort. What you think I got happen when she reached Rona Paris, right? First round she broke up in a Shakiri. Let's say Shakiri and whoever in the same race. She's literally running a final every single race. I want y'all to understand this. She will have to be running her races like she's running a final in every single race. So now you are telling me, Brianna Liston that is clearly, visibly, struggling. Do you want her to come to our national championships and run and potentially make the team for her to continue dragging this injury till that kingdom come? Right, just to appease us so that we can see her, run at Paris, right? And at the end of the day, let's be real, that not bring her to no medal. She not get no medal this year. What go on with the field with Shakira, Julian Alfred, and all of them mother chick they were run fast? It's not Brianna Liston's year. So let's be real. All she'll be doing is going there and getting the experience and representing. So let's look at the bigger picture here, right? Let's take a step back. Let's have our little girl, our little home girl, get some rest, get healed, and come back again for 2025. There's also another important point I wanted to make as it relates to this whole injury thing. Britton Wilson. Do y'all remember Britton Wilson? And I was talking about it from last year. Last year, then Mexico do the 400-meter hurdles and the 400 meters, whichever year. I think it's last year. And I was screaming here on my channel and I said, look here. What you guys are making this woman do is ridiculous. This young girl do is ridiculous. You're destroying her. Do you know that Britain's team put up some post saying that she's out again for this season with the same lingering injury? So is that we want to see happen to Brianna? We want to just make sure run and run and run and run and run and run and run until the wheels fall off? Track is, I think sometimes we have to take a step back. You know what I mean? And look at the bigger picture. Yes, she's the fastest Jamaican this season, but it really ain't not going to go nowhere. So, unless she wants to go there for experience and just see what Paris is like and all these things, which she has many more opportunities to do that in the future, then there's no big deal about her, doing what is right, which is taking the time and getting healed. No, apparently, Brianna Liston caught wind of everything that's going on, on social media, right? And she's like, okay, I'm gonna respond to Oral Tracy. So let's get into Brianna Liston's response. Now it has audio on it, so I'm gonna mute the audio, guys, because you don't know me in the copyright strike with them music people, yeah. So let me just play this and then let me get back with the rest of my thoughts. So she says, get a grip. Then she has Romain Virgo's Leave People Business Alone, playing in the background, pretty much with this most important picture of herself. And I believe this is probably Alana Reed. The type of and this is clearly framed. This is probably in her room, maybe in Jamaica, or maybe where she is, collegiately staying, right? She has this photo framed. This is the pride that she has in representing Jamaica. So she's letting y'all know, okay, calm down, right? Calm down. I'm a proud Jamaican. Don't get make the accent get make things make you start think wonder weird shop stuff, right? Don't let the accent fool you. I'm very much a proud Jamaican. You know what I mean? And at this particular point, you just need to shut up. you know that's the vibe I got from this video. At this point, just shut up and stop making random stuff up, because I'm happy representing my country, and I take pride in doing so. You know what I mean? So that's the vibe I got from what she said, and I'm glad she said this. You know what I mean? Though when she said leave people at business alone, Brianna, I just want to tell you that apart from your personal life, which I don't give a hoots scoots about, and y'all know me, I don't really care about what these athletes are doing in their personal life. Once it's track related, then yeah, I'm gonna be in your business, Brianna. So it is what it is. Get used to it. You know what I mean? But separate apart from that, I loved her response. You know what I mean? I thought this was unnecessary. Like, come on, guys. Do you know Brianna Listen to me can't manage the kind of media pressure and media attention that one she's gotten from she's 12 down to now, because I notice even now when she makes certain posts, she either limits the post, the comments on the post, or she turns off the comments. So to this day, she can't manage it, right? So you think say Brianna gonna take fear like herself and go represent Team Jamaica for Jamaica drag her for the rest of her life? You think that Brianna gonna do that for Jamaica, drag her for the rest of her life? Look here, Jamaica will never ever forgive her. Look, this isn't some, you know, you would call, and this is not to call anybody low tier, but I'm just going to use the word. Don't be offended. This isn't some low tier athlete will take up themselves and say, all right, here what, me can't go make the Jamaica team ever. So make me transfer allegiance and see if something can go on for me. Me go eat a food to feed my family. This is not one of these athletes. This is one of our best that will be coming through in a couple of years. And you think that she gonna take up for herself and go represent nobody else? Chuckies, let me tell you something. When the house are burned down, she will never switch allegiance because of what it really means, not only to her, but what it means to the people of Jamaica for her to represent black, green, and gold. I don't think she'll ever take that. And at this point, I think everything that's been said is hogwash. I was never ever going to, address it, but since I'm forced to address it because big videos swirl around and people are talking about it left, right, and center, I'm like, okay, child, I guess I have to talk about it. So here we go. Okay, so let's read. Um, you know what? I'm gonna scroll back up, but I see a very important, comment that I want to read before I go back up. And Diane says, "I owe Oral Tracy a drink if these rumors come to pass." Look here, if these rumors come to pass, take me off of that channel, yeah. Me gonna sit down someplace. This job is not for me. This job is not for me. If this comes to pass, this is not for me. But anyway, let me go back up and read some of these comments. Where am I? Uh I don't know. Guys, I see 400 and odd people here. Please hit the like button. Don't leave here and you don't hit the like button. Um guys, I'm just going to be scrolling through to try to catch some of these things, okay? Um I want to catch some of the comments having to T one thing Mr. T I go peep over fence. Or I mean, Oral's take was interesting. I do think he has a point about the Olympic year. If it all, she is the fastest Jamaican. Um, and would most likely make the team. Um, why people would spread such a rumor? Um, I don't know. I mean, when Alexa Felix still made the team in the 400 meters, she was injured. Are you talking about? I can't speak to what I don't remember. So if we're going back to when, she was some little teenager athlete, and I don't recall her doing the 4, I think I recall her doing the 2 back then. So I'm not sure. Give me some clarity. Mac Mac fan Robin. What is this? Robin Hood. Oral a mix up. Remember, her camp hasn't confirmed everything, so keep that in mind. I don't care. Jamaicans would have dragged Brianna from now to their kingdom come if she ever switch allegiance. You think she can manage that? She couldn't even walk come to Jamaica again. She couldn't even take one plane come to Jamaica again. One question: why they changed their colors? What do you mean? Mommy rocket no fire, no rocket launch. Nobody no fire nothing yet at all. Um, I believe she did the right thing shutting down her season. She should take her rest. She's been through a long, rigid college season, both indoors and outdoors. Oral is low key, won't say. I don't know what that means. She's not well. Go to coaches decks. Speculation rife on Brianna Liston's states. Guys, me saying that Brianna will not switch allegiance doesn't mean that people haven't shown interest in her switching allegiance. Just like when Bolt was coming up, all of these people approached, Bolt for him to switch allegiance. But at the end of the day, did he switch? No. So yes, opportunities will come about, and that's part of the reason why I said more money, more problems. The more popular you get, in anything that you do, deals will be thrown at you left, right, and center, right? It's for you now to decide what's best for you. And in this case, I don't believe Brianna Liston will go and represent any other country. In I don't care what's thrown at her. I don't believe she'll ever do it. You know what I mean? But that's just my view. I hear other people saying other things, so it is what it is. Um, hey, Dr. J.D. Smith, what's up? Um, hey, Claude. Um, I'm still not satisfied the level of competition this year. The times aren't given. I guess Shelly did a silent retirement. I don't think so. Yeah, Mackenzie Long. Yeah, I forgot her name. Um, Brianna has no pictures or videos representing Jamaica in on her IG. All right, guys. You know what I realized for this generation set of athletes? They're starting to brand themselves, much earlier, right? So if you tend to look at certain athletes' profiles, you'll only see the best of the best, highly curated either videos and photos on, their, page, right? I'm not sure, but I believe the pictures that were strolling around, after the World Juniors, I don't believe they're of the highest quality. You know what I mean? But again, guys, if you want to look at that and say, oh, why she doesn't have, any of her junior representation pictures, I guess that's probably a bit questionable, but to me, it's not. I guess for me, it's from a branding perspective, what you want to show, right? So think about it from that perspective, guys. So yeah, I don't think it's a big deal, but I get your opinion. Um the girl needs to preserve her health. All the pressure that little girl don't need. She's young in college. She don't need all this pressure. Mental health is real. She have school to focus on, and it's not all about track and field. Hey, objectivity, what's up? Just jump on. Your skin is flawless. Thank you. I appreciate it. Liston took the right decision. However, right now, wondering if this applies for Elaine. Somebody asked me this, and I'm going to get into Elaine a little bit after, clearly, but I responded by saying I'm conflicted when I think about Elaine, because on one hand I understand, shutting it down and why everybody is saying shutting it down, but two, there's too much on the line for her to shut it down. She's not at the beginning of her career like a Brianna Liston. She's at the end. You know what I mean? To tell somebody that has so much on the line to shut it down, it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Unless the foot just gone, that's the only way it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And even think about last season. Elaine knew very well where she was last season, and she still turned up at the trials, and she still tried her hardest to make that team. She's never going to give up. You can't tell athletes that are at this stage in their career to stop, because they're not going to stop. They're going to keep trying, regardless of what state they're in health wise. They're going to keep going, right? So I just want to throw that out there, guys. I am conflicted when I think about the whole Elaine thing, but again, it's two different situations for me, and it's understandable if Elaine decides that she's going to push through. Guys, I didn't watch what Coach's Deck said, so I have no idea what he said. I just know what Oral Tracy said, but it's something I've been hearing swirl in my chat for days. Since this whole Brianna shutdown thing, people have been saying it in my comments, and I'm like, okay, what are y'all on? Everybody seems to be on something that I don't know what y'all are on, but I guess Arkansas ran Britain into the ground last year. Okay, and when I pointed it out, recently, I think somebody said, "Oh, Britain wanted to run two races." Don't give me that. Do not give me that. If you want to run two races and your coach will point you and tell you, say, you're not running. You're not running it. So Arkansas knew very well what they were doing when they allowed her to do what she wanted to do, right? I don't buy that BS no day. And no, what is the girl has to put off her season again. And didn't she do one of those Achilles surgeries? And I hear people saying that those Achilles surgeries, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember what surgery she did, but she did one, right? And they say those ones are either make or break, because it can work and it cannot work. And if it don't work, then you're running gone down the drain, and you'll never be able to run the same way ever again. Run and run to what avail? That's my whole thing. Run and run to what avail? I mean, don't get me wrong. She could go, yeah, and she'll definitely walk away with a relay medal for sure. But I'm like, that type of high level competition on top of every single thing that is going on. I'm like, nah, her body wouldn't be able to hold up past the first round, because first round she already have to run personal best in the first round. But man, no, if you make it through to the semifinal, she already have to run personal best to make it through. So what got when she make it to semifinal after that? And then to try to make it from semi-final to final. The foot got drop off. Makes sense. I don't see anyone else getting out of Jamaica if the big guns show up healthy. Brianna needs to rest and recover. It's fine with me for her to sit this Olympics out, else she might mash up and done at the collegiate level before she goes pro. Oh, she responded. Yes, she responded. She's like, shut up, Worrell. She says, get a grip. Oh my God, it's very sad what they did to Britain. I hope she recovers. I'm hoping so too. She's such a talent. Um, you missed the point. They should have run her to wreck, then tell us she's unavailable. I mean, Henley. I mean, 6 or 1 half a dozen of the other. Apparently, that's what people want. Run her to wreck, and then let them tell us that she's unavailable. Apparently. I agree with Brianna's decision. She is not ready for the Olympics health wise and even time wise. Um, them a act like the people them are emergency services. When we sick, we call into work. Don't none of we go work when we sick. Mostly think a country above self, like them so dong a JDF. Guys, as I said, I didn't listen to Coral coaches Dex's videos. I have no idea what was spoken of there. Um, Anybody who's been overseas know that sometimes for ease of communication or assimilation, you'll code switch. I mean, guys, I've heard some, and the big deal about pointing out on how quickly Brianna switched up and how she sounds, more American than Americans. Weren't they saying the same thing about Kevona last year when they heard Kevona, speaking at the World Championships? They're like, oh my God, Kevona sounds like she's from Texas and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. As long as Kevona is still Kevona representing Team Jamaica, then I could not care what she wants to talk like. If she wants to be, speaking with a Jamaican, accent, or with a Canadian accent, with whichever state in America's accent, I do not care. You know what I mean? None of that matters. That has nothing to do with what she's putting down on the chat. That's not my business. That's not where I cover. You know what I mean? Um, Where am I? Britain didn't get injured during the NCAA. She got hurt at the prodigal son. You're joking. Britain got mashed up from those college. Your sister she couldn't even run. Which one came first? She lost the 400 meters. I know for sure. And did the hurdles come after the 400 meters? Whichever order they came in. She couldn't carry herself over the field over around the track, so you can't stay there. I don't know what you're talking about. And another one too that they ran into the ground, that is, hasn't really made a comeback, hasn't really shown us those performances, that we saw in the same Britain year, I believe. Is What was that Florida Gator girl name? I keep forgetting her name. Blah, blah, blah. The Florida girl, the Florida one, and her mother was a track athlete too. I agree, T. She should consider. She would be considered a traitor. I was disappointed in CD come. Listen, she would be considered a traitor. Jamaicans will drag her up left, right, everywhere. They would not pull her by the little hair, they must up on her head and just pin her so they would not care. You think Brianna ready for that? Oh no. T, big up yourself. Love from Great Britain. Late. Yeah. Have a good night. Please catch the playback. I appreciate you being here. Um, No, you have to stay same way. We love having you on the if Brianna switch allegiance, me quit. Me quit. Me I tell you right now, if Brianna switches allegiance, me quit. Oral is never wrong. Will she really switch? What you just say about the oral is never wrong? All right. All right. You seem to be sniffing way too much oral. I doubt it, but he never said she will, but that she could. Man, Lee John, listen, you sniff way too much oral. Rumor started with that troll named Brain Drain. I don't know if I don't think I saw Brain Drain in my comments. I saw other people in my comments. I don't believe it was Brain Drain. I chat Patois. What? Oh God. And listen, reading Patois is hard, guys. So bear with me. And where I live, no one understands. So I don't sometimes. I even forget how to speak it. What's the use when the people you need to communicate with do not understand? I mean, Claudine, I get that view, but I'm also, of the opinion that if people are really interested in understanding you and knowing what you have to say, and they will, take the time out to listen and learn, right? Not everybody is going to be able to code switch, you know what I mean? So it means that you, the person that wants to hear what they have to say, have to take the time out. You know what I mean? Just like how you go learn every other language, right? Take the time out to learn what's happening from a Patwa perspective, or it doesn't have anything to do with Patwa per se, just in general, and learn how to communicate with those people as well, right? So that's my view. If people really want to know what you have to say, then they will listen, right? Regardless of whatever you're speaking. Um, it's not only Maverick report this, so stop. Beat the man. Check YouTube some time ago. Don't. I saw it from Oral Tracy, guys, and I did say that I saw it in my comment section days prior. That's how I started out. I started out by saying I saw it in my comment section days prior, and then Oral Tracy dropped a video on it. So now it's become a big thing, right? So yeah. Um, Hey, I'm Gary. Thank you for your comment about Brianna Liston. Health comes first before anything else. Brianna Liston is young, and all things being equal, and God willing, she will be a young. I'm not sure what that is. T. Why would Jamaica draw her? Jamaicans don't decide people's future. We don't decide Jamaica's future. Agreed. But you see how Jamaicans treat Sanya Richard Ross? Do you see how Jamaicans treat Sanya Richard Ross? All right, enough said. Enough said. Oh my gosh. Hey Adrian, what's good? People coming up with all kind of scenario to suit their narrative. So what if she switches? No one can live her life. Look here, nothing, no one can stop her if she wants to switch. But I'm just saying, what will come, the hell's wrath that will come after. I don't think she's ready for that. I'm not sure Brianna's passion is track and field, to be honest. She does it because she's good at it. The fire doesn't seem to burn bright. All right, that I can agree with. The typo, and I don't think it's not her passion. I don't think it's her passion is a problem. I think it's her hunger. She doesn't display the same level of hunger. A lot of other people develop show, and I don't know if it's how should I put this? Do you guys remember Akira Nugent? She did an interview some time ago, and she talked about when she made the switch from Baylor to Arkansas, and her coach said to her that you are too soft. You are too soft. You have to change your attitude. Nobody wants you to win. If you want to win, you have to become a gladiator, right? And her literal mood switched. Even I was scared of her. And I can never forget that NCAA outdoor finals where I was like, hold up. She was looking at these people like she was about to terminate them. You know what I mean? That was how I felt, right? And that's the type of energy that she had to develop being in the NCAA ranks because only a few make it through. And this is track and field. If you want to make it as a professional athlete, you have to become that type of, dog-hearted person pretty much, in the sport. I don't think she has that. That's what I don't think she has. So I don't think it's a passion thing. I think that she doesn't have that type of grit and fierceness that if you want to make it, you need to have, right? Yes, she has all the talent in the world, but she's gonna have to develop that fierceness if she wants to take it to the next level. I agree with that. Um, So Sandra, former Patrick, switched representation to the U.S. Sunny Richards migrated and could have represented Jamaica. She chose U.S. Therefore, Brianna can switch too. Who is saying she can't? I'm saying she won't. Is the opportunity not there? Yes, the opportunity is there. I'm sure every country is hitting her up right now. You know what I mean? The opportunities should be there abound, right? Maybe Bahrain is coming with some oil money. You never know. Remember Sasha and Dennis around there? You remember Bahrain was coming with all that oil money? Has he reached there all now? Why? Did you see how Jamaicans behaved? Okay. Is Brianna's success and current times an endorsement to talk to taking the collegiate route as opposed to going straight pro after I would say give her one more year. I wouldn't do one more as long as she's healthy. I would say only one more year collegiately, and I think that would be good enough for her to go pro from then on. Um, Shut down what? Nah, Elaine should not shut it down unless she literally can't walk. Yeah, that's my thing. Um, Wait, you watch oral but not CD? Cause it's oral's video that popped up. That's just a that's just a response to whatever oral had to say. Do I have to watch everything, guys? Guys, I tell you all the time, from a commentary standpoint, I do not watch every video. I've said this time and time again. And the reason why I do not watch every video is because I don't want your thoughts to mess with my thoughts, right? Because at that particular point, things start to get convoluted, and I start, regurgitating what somebody else said, and that's never something that I want to do, right? So, Oral Tracy, is the one that is putting this out there. So yeah, I'm not gonna listen to somebody else's opinion on it before I give you my opinion because then I'm just gonna start regurgitating what they had to say. Oh my gosh. I just hope Price get the hell out of the collegiate system. She's finished high school now. I mean, not high school. She's finished college now, so she'll be going pro. Um, I think she should stick with that coach too. I'm hoping something can develop like what I see developing for Julian Alfred and Rashida and Lene out of Texas. I hope that can develop at Arkansas where they, have a batch of girls that have now gone pro and they keep working and pushing each other, to higher heights, along with the collegiate girls that are still there running collegiately, right? I love what I see happening out of Texas. And based on what I'm seeing happening with what's her name? Nikisha, I wouldn't say switch. I don't want Nikisha to switch to any other coaching. Worst come back to Jamaica, Kondua. I haven't seen a Jamaican, coach make a 400-meter athlete break out to the level that she's at right now. So stay which part you're there. You know what I mean? Unless things, go haywire, then sure, I'd probably say go hit up, the Texas coach over there, and try to get, something working out there. But for now, I think she's perfectly fine where she is. Um, Female emotional views don't value much. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. People chat too much and loves to assume. It's Price. Yeah, it's her last year, so Price has now graduated. Um, we have seen bad decisions with Britain. Yeah, that was a bad decision. I don't care what nobody wants to say. That was a bad decision. Bad decision. The way Jamaican treat them athletes and disgrace them. My dog would not run. Well, guess what? If you're representing Jamaica, we are treated like dog according to you, Anne Marie, right? Wait till never gonna treat you like when you switch. Oh my gosh. Julian should do the same thing. Run for the United States. Nah. Julian needs to uplift St. Lucia right now. And she's doing a great job. Right. Talitha Diggs, right. She was the one I was trying to remember. Talitha Diggs. Um I know she not come back yet, so I don't know what people are talking about what running these people aren't never ending. No, sir. Sometimes you need to know when to stop and when to say, okay, I get it. I get that you would want to do this, but for the best interest of you right now, it may not be the best thing to do going forward, right? So short order, sure. Short order gratification, sure. She'd more than likely make the Jamaican team. One, maybe individually, two, and two, definitely a relay spot. But again, this is short term gratification. Let's take a moment, let's take a step back and see what happens when she gets fully healthy. And another thing somebody pointed out to me too, um is that when I did a video talking about Brianna Liston, ending her season, somebody said to me, am I sure she has ended her season, or has she just ended her season collegiately? So I said, well, based on what it sounds like to me, she's ending 2024. She said signing out of 2024. You know what I mean? But you never know. We could very well see her turn up at trials. You know what I mean? So there's also that, right? So I think, I just think this is crazy. This is a crazy, opinion to have. I never got that vibe, ever. Yeah, and I don't get the vibe. And she's besties with Jadon Hibbert and all these things. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't see why she would want to represent America. I don't know. I just don't see it. Um Small locks cut down big tree. Oral puts out serious speculation. She has yet to say. Oh my gosh, Mr. Oral is always right. I can't. LSU is known for throughout the states for running their athletes into the ground. And Donald, if you have followed my program and my videos, you'd have heard me say multiple times that I'm not a fan of LSU's coaching. I've said this multiple times. Right, I've talked about the athletes that are there right now. I've watched Aaliyah Hobbs. Every 5 seconds she's injured. I don't know what's going on over there. I've watched them also with the young Nigerian favor Ophélie. You know what I mean? I've been watching them and I've talked as much as people big him up as one of the best coaches. I watch multiple coaches talk and they say, "Oh, Shaver is the best coach. Shaver is the best coach." I'm sitting back and I'm like, "Look here. There's no way I can say you're the best coach when all I see is your athletes injured all day every day." You know what I mean? So that he knows how to get you to run fast, right? I see that. He knows how to get these athletes to run fast. But the other side to that is them picking up injuries, too often, in my opinion, right? So I can't say, oh, it's the best program, and I've never said it's the best program because I peep these things. People don't like when I say these things, but you all know I'm going to be straightforward and say what I have to say, whether or not you like it. You all can drag me from now to that kingdom come. It is what it is. I don't think it's the best program, from a health wise perspective, but let's see what happens for her in 2025. Um, switching allegiance takes long, so that's bullshit. It doesn't take that long actually. Um, about this code switching, I don't think I've heard other Caribbean athletes do it. Because I think nowadays, what did I call this younger generation again? The Gen Zs, whatever they are, child. The Gen Xs, whatever you want to call them. I think they're too in tuned to social media now. And now they sound very much American. Even the ones that stay in Jamaica, there are kids around me that stay Jamaicans, go to school in Jamaica, and they sound very much American in everything they do, right? So for me, I think it's too much social media, and they're kind of soaking it up to the point where no, you can't really differentiate between who is American versus who is Jamaican versus whatever anymore. And I also um point this out a lot at times, not here, but just in general conversations, that I don't know how to spell anymore. Um, and the reason I don't know how to spell anymore is that I grew up spelling with the Queen's English, right? But nowadays, everything is defaulted to American English. And if y'all know anything about American English, they tend to love to drop the U's, and just have different spellings in general for most words, right? So now I'm going in and I'm second guessing myself, and I'm like, how is this thing spelled again? You know what I mean? So all these things are happening now, and I think it's just the influence again, too much access to whatever is going on American. And no, yeah, we're our kids are sounding very much American, but I don't think it's only the ones that go there. I think it's the ones that are here sound American too. I know a whole lot of little kids around